Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Steel City Huddle podcast. It's crazy. We're already on our 22nd episode, and Leanne is off tonight. She's going to be dealing with some family stuff. So, unlike the draft, where it was literally just hours of sitting watching me, we're going to be joined by a special guest. You know him from the chat as Relic, you know him from the books as David, and this is Relic.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. Welcome to the podcast. So, I guess the first thing out of the gate, we're going to talk about the preseason to officially wrap it up. And I know that this is going to be interesting. We have many opposing views on things, despite the fact our overall sense of things might be kind of the same. So, generally, how did you feel about the Panthers game? And then we'll dig into it a little more.
Oh man, concerned. I guess I'm not overly positive. Concerned, mostly. That would be the safest way to put it.
The safest way to put it. So I know which ones are the least favorite of yours, but defensively, we'll start there. There was something you noticed that was particularly concerning about the defense. What was that?
We cannot stop the run. We cannot stop the run. I have the stats right here. We gave up. What is it? 71 yards.
Well, that's not a good stat.
171 yards on 35 attempts. We gave 4.9 yards per rush.
And we couldn't tackle for just to save our life. There was missed tackles, although I don't know how accurate the missed tackle stat is. I've never seen it as an official stat, but especially Patrick Queen. How concerned are you going into the season, considering by all rights Patrick Queen's still technically our number one inside linebacker?
Get the 12-year-old off Madden and stop hitting hit stick. just tackle. Just tackle. What? We saw it last year. We saw it, in the end of the year. He wasn't finishing tackles. And we paid him a bunch of money, Zach.
One of the largest free agent signings that we've had. And we were talking about this beforehand. Don't be surprised if this new business-only version of the Steelers is watching Patrick Queen very closely. I am a big Patrick Queen fan. I thought he was a brilliant signing when we brought him in, but he reminds me of late-stage Troy Polamalu when he had to try and do more than he should because he felt certain things not working anymore. Patrick Queen is young. He does not have that excuse, so I need him to get out of his head. Last year, I don't want to say gave him a pass, but I understood a bit because all the talk about did he need Roquan Smith to be good, having the green dot for the first time, all those things I think got into his head and he tried to play Superman too much. He doesn't have that excuse for me anymore.
No. He had a 13% missed tackle rate for the end of the year last year. Out of
wow.
Out of 161 total tackles, he missed 22 tackles in the end of the year.
And the one we all remember is Derrick Henry just deciding that he wasn't a human being and running over him.
Yeah.
That's just they're what. So I'm curious, with this particular defense, do you think it's the kind of thing that's going to take from what you've seen, at least in the preseason, because we know nothing for sure. Do you think it's going to take a little bit to get started, or is this a season-long concern for the defense that you think we're going to be dealing with?
In my heart of hearts, I think we're going to go, like we always do. We're going to start off hot. We're going to lean on a little bit too much, and then they're going to fizzle out. It's classic Mike Tomlin game plan here. Our defense is old, Zach. We're getting up there. TJ Watt. Love him. Love TJ Watt. He gets injured. we're in a problem. We
That
got Cam
that is very true.
Hayward. He gets injured. We're in a problem.
Now that, if he gets injured in the first 4 weeks, yes. After Derek Harmon comes back and is fully healthy, it hits a certain point where I'm genuinely trusting the interior strength for Cam Hayward to not be injured, but to finally have some space for, are you going to be 35 now? Because we're waiting for him to age, and it's going to hit at some point. And when it does, I need someone to step in.
Well, let me ask you this. When Derek Harmon comes back, and he's fully cleared, whether that's week 4 or week 6, I think we're hearing week 6 is probably when they're going to bring him back, because we have week 5 as, I believe, the bye.
That's our bye, yeah. Because we're back from Ireland after week 4,
So when he comes back, right?
Yeah.
All right, put you in Mike Tomlin's shoes right now. Are you going to play Cam Hayward 99% of snaps when Derek Harmon comes back?
Until Cam Hayward gives me a reason not to, I will play Cam Hayward as much as Cam Hayward wants to be played.
I would only play him like 88% because we're going to need him back in the end of the year.
That, if it's to protect him from himself and not just because Derek Harmon's more talented, I can see putting him on a pitch count. He is not going to like it, and we're going to deal with a pissy Cam Hayward. But I think that's probably a smart thing. Now, I don't think a pitch count is something you ever think about with someone other than Cam Hayward on this defense. No. But now, as I noticed, we didn't talk too much about the secondary because we've seen our starting 3 cornerbacks on the field together for like 3-4 preseason plays
10
total.
Seconds.
Yeah, so we have, and one of those was a massive roughing penalty that I thought was just hilarious. I'm like, please don't ever do this in the regular season. That was 9 minutes after the whistle. Yeah. So for anyone who did not see, Jalen Ramsey, one of his very first acts as a Steeler was to decide that a wrestling move was not going to get a penalty, and it was.
I don't know what he was thinking.
I think it's preseason. I've been locked up on the sideline for a bit. It's not going to count. If they find me, they find me.
Yeah, so Zach, imagine if he pulled something. Imagine if he twisted something doing that stupid bonehead move. I'm of the thought that it was just too much. Why risk it? Why do it? You know what I mean? It's preseason.
That's probably why they took him off like right afterwards, because Mike Tomlin was like, okay, fine. Good, you got that one. You're done.
Yep.
Because there may have been a plan to play them a little bit more together, but I'm not worried about them because I genuinely think that this defense, their pride was so hurt, deservedly so at the end of last season. But Pittsburgh defensive pride is something very real, not just like for these players individually, but as a franchise. And I apologize for my cat if anybody
you're
hears
good.
that. Oh, okay.
I know exactly how it is.
Yes, I think this defense is going to be the reason that we're going to be successful early on, that this offense is going to take a little bit longer to go. But I think in the long run, the reason I think this defense is going to be successful is Aaron Rodgers is the step up veteran-wise that we were looking for last season to hold the ball longer. Now, we haven't seen any evidence of this shit in preseason yet, but we also haven't seen Aaron Rodgers play at all yet. So I have a hard time when people say our offense hasn't done anything. I'm like, our offense hasn't been on the field. Our offensive line has been. But other than that, DK Metcalf hasn't been on the field. We haven't played like Calvin Austin hasn't been on the field. Aaron Rodgers hasn't been on the field. Mm-hmm. So I think that when this defense gets to week 12, week 13, and they suddenly realize they're not as tired as they're used to being because the offense has actually been maintaining some possession, that's going to make the difference late. I genuinely believe that.
And 11 guys actually play instead of 10. Looking at you, Cam Sutton. Looking at you, Cam Sutton. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the waste of a roster spot. We all saw the second it happened. We're like, why are we doing this?
That was the most bonehead move last year.
Well, speaking of boneheaded moves, we released Cameron Johnston. We had talked about this a bit. So, for anybody who hasn't been keeping up on the cuts that happened, we're going to be incredibly boring and just read out some names for anyone who didn't know the list of people that have been cut. And let me know if I've missed anyone outside of this. Logan Woodside, Evan Hull, Lou Nichols, Trey Sermon, Max Hurlman, Brandon Johnson, Lance McCutcheon, Keshawn Williams, Robert Woods, wide receiver, released. Kevin Fulchek, the tight end JJ Galbraith, who I thought an outside chance. Dylan Cook was released, which a little bit of a surprise for a depth piece getting released there. Stephen Jones, Doug Pearl, Doug Nestor, Max Sharping, Aiden Williams, all offensive linemen released. Defensive linemen released were Kyler Baugh and Dominic Davis. DeMarvin Leal. We're going to take a quick pause there. What did you think about them releasing DeMarvin Leal?
I thought that was a surprise to me. I out of the Steelers channels that I listen to, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear that he was a cut candidate. I also didn't even hear that Beanie Bishop was a cut candidate. I thought he was gonna be that old Beanie.
That it was kind of a scrappy story, you know. Hey, look at the rookies getting the interceptions, and it's the same reason I really wish I would have gone back and looked at Kenny Pickett's preseason. So I would have looked at him and been like, oh, it's not as perfect as I thought it was. Because you go back and watch Beanie, most of things that occurred that we are really happy about with Beanie were right place, right time things, rather than putting yourself in the right place for the right time, which are very different. The same reason a funny movie is different than a movie with funny parts. Very different, two very different things. So Beanie, that was definitely a surprise. So
I mean, I thought it was a surprise we released a few of those wide receivers. To be honest with you, our pickings weren't great. I mean, Calvin Austin didn't play. Roman Wilson flashed, and so did Scotty Miller.
I think Scotty Miller was the biggest surprise to me. When every time you turned around, Scotty Miller was catching a football. Every time you turned around, he was throwing a block. I haven't seen someone want to be on a football team that bad since I watched the movie Unbreakable. Like it was impressive. But we have Will Howard is on the 53-man roster. He's going to go to IR. Dante Kent, the cornerback, is on the 53-man roster. He's going to go to IR. Derek Harmon's on it. He's going to go to IR. And there's one more. Who else am I forgetting that's going to IR? There's one other player that's going to IR that's going to come to my mind. So we're going to have, actually, despite the fact they are all on the roster, they're going. Oh, Corey Trice. Corey Trice Jr. is also going to be on IR. So you got 4 spots. So a lot of people are getting cut. Jacoby Myers requested a trade. Do you think? Oh, okay. Well, if that's not happening, do you think the Steelers are still in the wide receiver market?
No.
Do you think they're looking to pick someone up, or you think they are fully 100% is what we got?
There's one name that I think the Steelers are watching, and that's because of Aaron Rodgers. It came out today that the Aaron Rodgers has been in talks with the Packers himself about Romeo Doubs. That's the only name. That's the only name that I heard drop. I watched Jacoby when he was in New England. My neighbor is a huge New England fan, so he would text me all the time and be like, "Oh, Steelers suck, blah blah blah." But I don't think he fits. We have everything Jacoby Myers can do right now. Scotty Miller showed he could do in the preseason. Everything that Jacoby Myers we've seen on tape, Calvin Austin has done.
I agree. One second. Which one was a surprise? I just want to know which one, because he got very worked up about. Well, I want to know which one is a surprise. Dave, welcome, by the way. So yeah, there were definitely some surprises. JJ Galbraith, I think the only reason he wasn't on the team is that we have a really crowded tight end room, but I think he's a practice squad guy and one of those guys where If okay, yeah. So
Beanie. He's talking
Beanie,
Beanie.
yep, yep. Beanie, that was a surprise. But just because they're cut doesn't mean that number one, their career is over, or number two, their career in Pittsburgh is over. Because
He's
that
gonna find a home.
practice, yeah, and for anybody who wondering the waiver wire and all that, Tennessee is first, and apparently from their front office, there's been talk that they want to acquire plenty of players. Is the vague quote. So they're in the market for anybody like these guys, like the Beanie Bishops, the JJ Galbraiths, the Robert Woods that are out there. That
Robert Woods was completely stupid. Why did we sign him in free agency? Zach, did you? He played like 3 plays out of the whole preseason. Why did we even grab him?
It was a rule. It was the Van Jefferson, and then every year there's a veteran wide receiver that we have no business bringing on that is going to have no impact on the season and is going to be there. At least we cut him before, like last year, we didn't learn and kept Van Jefferson on for the entire this year. At least we cut him ahead of time.
Did you see Van Jefferson in the preseason game on Sunday, Zach?
I genuinely don't know where he is.
Isn't he? I think he's with the Chargers, and he got like a 61-yard touchdown. He caught the ball at the line and ran, dodging people left and right, and he got a touchdown. Where the hell were you on our team, man?
Well, last year when it came to using anything correctly on offense, it was very different. I genuinely felt at times that the spirit of Matt Canada was still floating around the sideline, just fucking with people.
We're cursed.
But I'm hoping this year that's put aside, simply because the one thing that dispels the spirit of Matt Canada better than anything else is communication and transparency between an offense and the offensive coordinator, and that's everywhere right now. So that's as good as Sage.
Well, I mean, if you remember under Matt Canada, we literally had him in a booth.
That is true. Although that did lead to one of the greatest videos of all time of everyone celebrating and him just not. I mean, we did get that out of it, and then the big change. We're changing everything. What's happening? Oh, he's going to be on the sideline.
I mean, I really want the offense to bomb out this year. One game, give me 500 yards, Zach. One game.
Okay, so out of curiosity, looking at our schedule, which game do you think it's more possible? I want both actually, because we'll do an on the spot thing. Which game are we most likely to have 500 yards of offense, and which game are we most likely going to allow 500 yards of offense? Because I'm going to look here too.
Week 7 against Cincinnati, we're going to go for 450 yards. Mark that down. They have the worst defense in the league.
I will not doubt you. Anyone who waits that long to do anything with Trey Hendrickson does not understand how bad their defense was last year. What a laughable franchise. Laughable franchise.
Week 14 at Baltimore.
Was that? Are we going?
We're gonna. I'm gonna say that's the beginning of the end. I'm saying it.
Okay. So for anyone who does not have the season in front of them, he is talking about the stretch that begins with at Baltimore. Then we have Miami and Pittsburgh, at Detroit.
Oh no! Let me rephrase that, Zach. Miami's a win in our sleep. I'm not worried about Miami. We're gonna lose Baltimore by at least 2 touchdowns. Okay. We're going to come back against Miami, and then we're going to get destroyed by Detroit. Mm-hmm. I really don't know how the Cleveland's going to go because Joe Flacco's either a smack or he's
that's such a weird franchise.
But mark it, Zach. We're going to start our downfall with Baltimore. We're going to have a comeback game against Miami. We're going to lose Detroit. We're probably going to lose Cleveland, and we're not going to beat the Baltimore again on the last game. We're going to go. I'm saying it. We're at least going to have a 3-game losing streak at the end of the year.
I kind of agree with you. I have over the last 6 games, I have us going 3-3, but I have us losing against Buffalo, losing in Baltimore, beating Miami, losing in Detroit. But I have us winning both games because we're not going to get swept by Baltimore. Weird things like that. I can't see us getting swept by Baltimore. We're
I
going
don't
to
know.
split every game down the middle for the AFC North.
If Lamar plays like he's apparently supposed to play this year, which is I think every year is what their fans say, we're gonna get swept, or we're just gonna have one of those weird AFC North games in the snow where it's just weird.
Okay, so I'm curious. Have you looked like because I know I'm not going to release my actual full NFL season prediction till later in the week, but I definitely been doing my homework. Do you have any ideas or predictions about what the season is going to end like? Like the because I'm going to know exactly in a little bit. I have like grids and Excel sheets and shit. But for right now, we can just be general and random, or we can get specific because I have the sheet ready if we want to do that.
I'm going specific, Zach, and
we're gonna have fun.
I have 2 predictions, and I've kind of kept this energy all off season.
It hasn't changed.
Yeah, we're either going like 11-6, or we're going like 3-15, 14, however many games there are. This 18, 17 games. We're either gonna win majority or we're gonna lose majority. That's just how it feels. Either Aaron's gonna be there or he's not, and I just don't know which way we're gonna go.
Wow, that's like the exact opposite of what almost every Steeler fan thinks because it's always 9-8. We're going 9-8. No, so you actually think it's going to be drastically on the end? No, okay. What?
Let me put it this way: it's either AFC North title or top 5 pick. That's now, where I'm going.
That during Matt Canada years, if you ask my family, there were many times I actually resigned myself and got ready for a top pick, and then they fucked it up every single year by winning out at the end. So, but okay, so we'll talk about the winning and all that later. What has to happen in your mind for a 3-win Mike Tomlin season? I mean, so if Aaron Rodgers gets injured, that's it. Everything's blown up to the point of 3 wins.
Yep. If Aaron Rodgers goes down with, let's say, if Aaron Rodgers goes down with a season-ending injury, our season's over. What are we going to rely on? Fucking Mason? He's a bum.
So let's move Mason aside. So from this defense, from what I have heard, I don't think you trust that they'll be able to step up and carry a rookie quarterback.
Look at the preseason game of the Panthers. We gave up 35 minutes to a no-name quarterback.
That's kind of our thing. And like we talked about before we got on the air, the year of Kenny Pickett, that I don't think I've ever been, I don't know if the word woken up is too intense, but as far as like I saw the light in terms of football, I'm like, never again am I going to get pulled either direction in preseason. And I wrote articles and used the word perfect preseason that I have to fucking live with now that I did that. It's out there. There's evidence. Other people just said it. I fucking wrote it. But when this, I can't go, well, yes, it is concerning. And I have not seen enough from the offense that has shown me that I'm not going to see more 3-and-outs that I want to see. But I can't go that direction just as much as I went the other direction as this. So that's the only reason I'm not looking around and saying that we're taking on water.
I mean, I don't think we're taking on water. I think we're either Mike Tomlin and Arthur Smith have some drastic plays that they are just not showing in preseason, and we're coming out hot. And I mean, we're coming out in like 3 plays touchdown hot with Aaron Rodgers, and it's going to be a statement play, or we're stagnant and we're coming back out in our first game is just going to be a punt in our first 2 possessions, and then miracle touchdown, and then we're back in it. The Steelers for years, and I want to say since when we went 11-0 in 2020, we have had a issue with controlling the ball. Pound the rock, run the ball, throw up the middle. What happened in preseason? We threw the ball in the middle. Oh my God, Muth gets a touchdown. Oh my God, Scotty Miller. Oh my God, this guy.
And
It's like
Darnell Washington got a beautiful one.
it's just night and day at this point from where we were the end of the season to where we are now. It's either we're great or we're just another mediocre season with an aging quarterback who shouldn't have came back.
I will. I've never. I don't think I've ever predicted plays or like starts to a season and as specific I was about to do. But I will say I'm going to say we will start out with a 3-and-out. It will look like everything we've all hated. Then the defense will force a 3-and-out, not a big intercept, just 3. And then we will see a touchdown on the next drive. That's what I believe is going to happen, and I don't know if we'll be fine after that, but it'll be different.
I hope so, because Zach, my heart can't handle 3-and-outs, and then watching Justin Field, who should still be. I'm gonna say it. Justin Field should still be on this team.
Yes, oh, absolutely. That it would have saved us a lot of heartache. And now
we wouldn't have Mason. If I'm telling you right, if we had Justin Fields, we would not have Mason Rudolph right now.
No, that is 100%. It would be Will Howard, Justin Fields, and Skylar Thompson.
Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers.
You still think we would have Aaron Rodgers?
Oh yes, you saw that look that Mike Tomlin gave Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers gave Mike Tomlin 2 years ago, or was it last year? Some year they gave each other the look, and he was on the Jets, and it was like, you coming, like I'm next. That's the look they gave each other, and I don't see it. I mean, I think we're all in agreement. Russell Wilson should not have ever started for the Steelers unless what's his face went down, Justin Fields. Unless Justin Fields went down with an injury, Russell Wilson should have never started.
Huge. The fact that we looked good for about a game and a half after Mike Tomlin made the call was probably the worst possible thing for us. Because if Russell Wilson would have fallen on his face right out the gate, then we could have retracted it. But no, Mike Tomlin had to be proven right.
You mean you didn't like the 25-yard run by Russell Wilson, and he should have gone right, but he took a left, and then he fumbled.
The amount of moments from Russell Wilson where I just why are you making me have flashbacks to the short-lived Russell Wilson era in Pittsburgh? It's done. I think I have watched the Steeler football since 1994. I have earned the right to put that season behind me. It was a weird mulligan season where you're like, nah, it doesn't count. I don't. Kind of like whenever people talk about the 2020 season, I'm like, no, what are you talking about? 11-0. I don't know. So what? Why?
That was a beautiful season. I have the championship.
11-0, and the history books end after that. No one ever knows what happens after the 11-0. I assume we won the league. So
Matt, Canada. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, that. Although I will say that season did teach me something. Before we move on to the next thing, that season did teach me that what I was looking at, and my cat is just fascinated by the fact that my camera's there, and my camera's a little precarious at the moment. So if I try to do any lunges at it, we're going to be fixing this for a few minutes. So, but that season taught me that what the results were had very little to do with what I was seeing, because I kept seeing bad football play and bad behavior not being punished. And
there we go.
I called it. 1 second. It is now
the Pete. We get to see the Pete's.
There we go. Okay. So that's
off the screen
why we
now.
do that thing. So
my wife came over to see the cat, and the cat's gone.
Wait, I'll get the cat back. So we're gonna jump topics really, really quick here. The main thing tonight, we have been talking about it a little bit already, is quarterbacks. So we might not be in the distant world where Justin Fields and Aaron Rodgers are on the same football team, but we do have a possible drama-filled or possible boring quarterback football season. Considering you haven't seen anything from Aaron Rodgers, any preseason, any throws like that. On a scale of 1 to 100%, where's your confidence level about what we're going to see the second he hits? And let's take the injury out of it. I'm just talking about ability. If we see a healthy Aaron Rodgers, oh, hey, kitty. What if we see a healthy Aaron Rodgers this season? What are we looking at?
Danger. If we get Aaron Rodgers 2020 version 2021, it's over. It's over for it. We're Super Bowl bound. If come on, MVP. How many touchdowns? 40? 41? Come on.
And I'm going to say something that you're not going to agree with fully, but this is where people should bookmark and thumbnail this. The reason Aaron Rodgers has a chance to look anything close to the 2020 version of himself is because this O-line has sneakily become a very good pass protecting unit. And I knew it was coming. And I have gone back, and if I watch the games, just watch them, I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying right now. It's concerning. And then I go back and I watch it again. And I watch every individual play again. And I find everyone on Twitter who has broken down every individual play. And Broderick Jones has improved drastically. Now, he still has one pass play where he looks stupid and one run play where he decides it's over before the whistle is done. But that's a drastic improvement from last year. But what makes me more proud than anything is Troy Fatano is a fucking work of art. That man, watching him pass protect, it makes me know completely why we drafted him, and makes me wish it would have been reversed and we traded up to get him instead of trading up to get Jones the way we did. But that's why.
I have been very vocal about Broderick Jones.
Yes.
And in the first preseason game, we saw him get blown. Literally blown. He looked confused. He was looking around like he didn't know what was going on. Didn't really hear from him in the last two preseason games. So, I mean, take that with a grain of salt. He's either going to be good or he's going to be bad. I can tell you right now, whether it be Troy Fautanu, whether it be Broderick Jones, whether it be whoever on the offensive line, if Aaron Rodgers takes 2 sacks in a game, he is not starting the next game. Whoever it was that caused the issues. Aaron Rodgers is not going to sit there and be like, I'm going to take this. Like Aaron Rodgers, you've seen him in games. He's yelling at people. Like we haven't had that. We haven't had that kind of leadership on the team. Russell Wilson is just, I'll go, let's go. Oh my God, we'll get better. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And Cam Hayward was like, really?
What's that called? The toxic positivity, where there's times for rah-rah and there are times for put your head down and let's get this working. And I know the exact moment you are talking about with Cam Hayward.
I know on a hot mic. Yep. We shouldn't have heard it, but we heard it.
We goodness gracious.
Let's compare right now the Steelers to the Chiefs. Ooh. What happens when the Chiefs are getting their ass handed to them? You see Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce on the sideline, literally pulling guys together and saying, listen, one play at a time. Don't worry about it. Worry about the next play. What happened? They win the Super Bowl. Why hasn't anybody stepped up on the Steelers offense, quarterback, wide receiver, anybody, and done the same? Remember Big Ben last couple of years? He was like, not my job. Remember Claypool?
I will say Aaron Rodgers. It was
Aaron Rodgers is
during practice or during, I think it was during the scrimmage where it only happened once, where someone on their team on the Steelers had to get themselves up. The players didn't rush over to help them. Aaron Rodgers was fucking furious about that. So I think that's definitely going to carry into the season.
Aaron Rodgers is that leader that we need at center. Or under center. We need someone who's going to sit there and be like, listen, we're not going to take this bullshit. If you fuck up, you fuck up. I'm gonna correct you. Big Ben didn't do that. Kenny Pickett couldn't do that. Let's be honest.
No.
Justin Fields, we really didn't see any fuck ups with Justin Fields, except maybe an interception or two. Russell Wilson just didn't have them in him to be like, he tried, and I mean we heard it on mic, like don't worry about it, blah blah blah. And but I thoroughly believe Aaron Rodgers is that top tier leader that we've been missing on the offense, who is going to hold people accountable, and it'll fix itself. Doesn't mean we'll win the game, but we'll fix it so it's not going to happen again. And if it happens again, you might not be starting next week.
I like that because I think people might not fully understand from a distance, or if you're not, rewatching games or all that, or keeping up with a lot of the media reports, that for a long time the Steelers' defense have had to be extra leadershipy, which is a word now, to make up for the lack of it on the offense. And that is just has to be so frustrating for a defense, because that is not your job. That is not the defensive job, is not to lead the offense. And for the first time since Ben, and then before that, we had, Hines Ward and Jerome Bettis and all that. Maybe we have someone who, by everything that we've seen, is genuinely happy to be in Pittsburgh, wanted to be here, was grateful for what the team did, and, deflected in order for him to have the privacy before getting here. I think he's going, for as long as he is healthy, which, yet again, the only concern that we have about him, of course. But actually, that's an interesting point. Is there any world where you see an old Aaron Rodgers, even if he is healthy, and it's just like a Peyton Manning issue where he can't do it, or just
week
that
one,
Aaron Rodgers is
week 1 to 3. Week 1 to 3. I think it's
okay.
If we're gonna come out hot, we're coming out hot. If we're gonna have a slow start, it's 1 through 3, and that shit's gonna be fixed by the Ireland game. I think if Aaron's going to be slow, he's gonna be ungodly slow in the Jets game, and he'll slowly pick it up. I mean, we didn't see him in preseason. I've been practicing, or I've been preaching this on Twitter for 4 weeks now. Give me 2 plays of Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf. That's all. Otherwise,
that is
it
one
is
thing.
a fat question mark on what we're gonna get.
That DK Metcalf connection, because I've heard a lot of back, and I don't know what the connection is like. The couple of videos that I've seen of them like throwing football in the backyard situation, it looks cool, and I'm glad you put the slow motion spiral on the football and all that, but I don't know what that means when it comes to the actual game. But
if you remember, Zach, coming out of practice, like before preseason, the Steelers specifically asked fans to not post clip, which I hadn't heard that from other seasons. Did you?
I'm gonna sound like the old man on the porch. I think they wanted to a couple seasons ago, but maybe they just didn't feel like it was at that point yet. But so the more social media impacts the league, and the more people that are out there sharing it, I think they thought that someone's going to break this down. Someone's going to look at a route. Someone's going to, if they get 0.01% of our playbook off of anything here, then I don't want any of that out there. Yeah. So it sounds weird, but it's the same reason they don't allow drones in the area while they're at St. Vincent's.
Yeah. I mean, I'm of the thought process that this is our first year we don't have any bullshit drama. Pickens is gone. Claypool's gone. Johnson's gone. DK may have some on the field, like in game, like I'm a hothead, but he's not the drama that we've seen. I mean,
that's a good point.
Juju Smith-Schuster dancing on logos. We got Claypool. I love Claypool. But he's doing what he's doing at 15. Under a minute in the game. We got George Pickens literally arriving late. It's the first year where we might have some normalcy going on And we got
and
Aaron fucking Rodgers.
that's true. And there there's a the seasons before there's been a lack of respect. It feels like there's been too much effort into, hey guys, this has to be the Steeler way. What are we doing? We're getting away from the Steeler way. It shouldn't be that hard.
Let
It's
me
the,
let me ask you.
yeah.
Have you ever toured the stadium?
No, because I grew up in Thailand and spent most of my time there. The only Steeler games I've been to have been in Miami and Atlanta.
In 2019, me and at the time my girlfriend, who is now my wife, toured the stadium. We got tickets. We toured the stadium. We drove. I live in Massachusetts. We took a train. It was like a 14-hour train ride. We spent the week in Pittsburgh, and we toured the stadium. Out of like, didn't know we could even do it. We arrived. It was there. We could do it. The first thing that they say when you tour the stadium, at least the older gentleman who was our guide, when we got in the locker room, he was like, "Don't you step on that logo."
Ooh.
Nobody steps on the logo. Nobody. It was cordoned off, and I mean it's all carpet in there and wooden stuff.
Yeah.
But they had those, like, you know how you go to the movies and you see those fabric like fences
Oh,
almost.
yep. Mm-hmm.
That was cordoned off, and he told us a story about in the 80s, some reporter stepped on the logo and he was told to leave. The Steelers do not play that. So there's a sense of like super tradition when you go there, and you're in awe because I mean you see the giant, the standard is the standard. You see the locker room, you see the names, but they're strict on that. Like, and I feel like that story of them being like, "Don't step on our logo because we don't play that," is now finally starting to come back with who we have on the team. Like, people are, Cam Hayward, you either want to be here or you don't. Aaron
I like
Rodgers
that. Yeah.
came here. DK Metcalf came here. Cam
Yeah.
Hayward needed money to come here, but still he here.
Yeah, and there's multiple layers to that, but what you're saying is absolutely true, and people need to understand how quick this changed. Just last year, we were the absolute bottom of the NFL destination. No, we couldn't get a wide receiver to come here, and a wide receiver too, not a one. And then all of a sudden, through a lot of hard work behind the scenes and in front and all on the field, all through all that, DK Metcalf is here. Aaron Rodgers is here. Jalen Ramsey is here. Jonnu Smith is here. Yep. Just that, the impossible Madden-like moves that have been made.
You haven't seen this before from the Steelers.
No, never. This is just I'm used to whenever free agency comes around, I'll have to say, okay, well, I get to go on vacation for a little bit. Nothing's going to happen. But now it's just it's. And the thing is, they set it up so well, and I've been saying it before, I'll say it again, that we're walking the line so beautifully that we've spent all of this money with all this stuff, and we still invested in the future. And we still have a ton of draft picks for next year for whenever we get to bundle and find our quarterback for the future. It's all done so well.
We may not even have to choose a quarterback. If you saw Cam Hayward's podcast, I believe it was Cam Hayward's podcast, that he said,
expand on that.
There was a clip going around of Aaron Rodgers potentially running it back. I believe it was DK Metcalf and Cam Hayward who said, let's see how this season goes and maybe we run it back. And Aaron Rodgers said, maybe.
Well, I'm just saying, he wins a playoff game and keeps the second one close. That's godlike status in Pittsburgh at this point.
He's still playable.
Exactly. That
the one thing that I think all fans agree, and I think you'll agree, Zach. Aaron looked slow last year with the Jets, but his arm was firing on all cylinders.
Yep.
If his legs allowed him to move like it did in 2020, the Jets could have gone somewhere.
That's right. And I am not a New York Jets expert. I couldn't tell you anyone, but I do know that was a bad offensive line. That number one, it was a bad football team. Interior, it was just a bad football team that Aaron Rodgers was on. And they did the same thing that Denver Broncos did with Russell Wilson. Said, hey, look, aging quarterback, you're our savior. Rebuild around you. It's all about you. You don't do that. You do what we did. You bring him in at a low amount, and then you give him the toys. That's how it's supposed to be. But this offensive line is one of the best offensive lines Aaron Rodgers, even with the struggles that we might be having, is one of the best offensive lines Aaron Rodgers been behind in a little bit. And
Yeah.
from what I have heard, it really means a great deal to this offensive line that they're responsible for Aaron Rodgers' health. That really does mean a lot to them.
I mean, honestly, Zach, do you want to be the lineman who gets pancaked and allows the sack that injures Rodgers and he's out for the season? Do you want to be that guy? Because you won't be on the team.
No. Yeah.
The-
Well,
the-
at this point, we released Dylan Cook, so we're gonna have to get him back because we don't have the depth to just release random people. But yes, I agree
You
with
know
that
what
in
I'm saying.
principle.
if you give up the sack that's going to injure him, you're in
That's-
some hot water with not only Aaron Rodgers but Mike Tomlin, because Mike Tomlin went out and got Aaron. This is his pick.
And this is different. Ben kind of put himself in situation to get sacked sometimes, and he would throw them off. That was Ben's thing. And Mason Rudolph, if he got sacked, he got sacked. Duck and all that. We haven't had a quarterback like this in terms of protect this guy. I don't remember the last time we had some. Probably Tommy Maddox was the last time we had someone where it was him staying upright was so vital to what we needed to do. Yeah. And I agree, because if Aaron Rodgers suddenly has to start making running yards for this team, we're in a bad situation.
You thought Ben really was slow. Let me tell you.
Are. And when you say Super Bowl team, does that change how you think the regular season's going to go, or do you think it's still going to be like an 11-win season? Because I went through, and even at Aaron Rodgers firing on all cylinders, there's just certain games where I'm sorry, you're not telling me we're beating like Buffalo and Detroit. No, that it's hard for me to take certain games. And
Buffalo
then Mike
got rid of half their team, didn't they?
One second. No, sorry. I saw a cat with a rubber band. Oh goodness. No, until anything shows otherwise, that they're still one of the top teams in the AFC. Right now, it's Baltimore, Kansas City, Buffalo, and I'm forgetting one other.
No, Lions or NFC. Yeah, I think you're pretty much right. The top three, top four
that are up there, and you can't tell me right now the Steelers can go out and beat any of those football teams, which is why I'm saying one playoff win enough.
No, week one we would beat the Chiefs. Week one we would beat the Chiefs.
You know what?
I'm 100% confident.
Not as upset about that as I let it sit for a second. I was going to just stop and sit, but yeah, that actually I can see that. Now, I would say I'd rather beat them in the playoffs than in week one, but I'll take a Chiefs win regardless.
I'd rather beat them in regular season, force them to drop down to have to play the wild card.
That is, you know what? That is very true. I have gone through this, like simulated in my head and all this so many times, the Steelers season over and over and over. I can't get higher than 11 wins. I'm really trying, but something in my head keeps stopping me because I know how we play Cincinnati at least once a season, how we play Cleveland at least once a season. We're gonna have a weird thing because I can actually take you specific like there. I think
let's do this then.
Okay,
let's go through each week. Week one.
Okay.
What do you see?
Week one, I have us winning against the Jets.
Week two.
I have I'll make this easy. We start 5-0.
5-0.
And 5-0. We beat the Jets, the Seahawks, the Patriots, the Vikings, and then we come back with a win against the Browns after the bye week. But then we lose 2 in a row in weeks 7 and 8 to Cincy and Green Bay.
And
so that's 9? That. Definitely we're beating Indy. I'm sorry. Yeah, Yeah, we're beating Indy. And
he
then
lost to Daniel Jones. Oh
yeah,
God.
and any team that lets their quarterback say I'm tired, and then brings him back, I'm sorry, you don't deserve to win football games. That's not.
Week
I'm sorry.
week 10.
We are losing to the Chargers.
Really? Okay.
I it, yeah, that's a Harbaugh team that is a lot more gritty than a lot of people think they're going to be, and plus it's going to break my damn heart to be against Najee Harris. So
he ain't playing. Week 11.
Week 11 and week 12 are wins. I think we split
Okay.
the Cincy series, and
Week 13.
Caleb Williams doesn't scare me.
Week,
Losses against
hold
Buffalo
on.
and
Week
Baltimore.
13 at home versus Buffalo. We're not in their territory this year.
I Buffalo, it's not a fear thing, it's a respect thing, and unless proved otherwise up to that point, I'm saying a loss. And then a loss against Baltimore.
Yep. Miami.
That's a win.
Detroit.
That's a loss. I cannot see us standing up to that kind of an offensive barrage.
And the Browns again. The Clowns.
That's a win.
And
that's
Baltimore.
a win. I left this blank for a long time, didn't know what to do, but I put that as a win and having us finish 11-6. So I'm curious, what do you see differently across there? Because I'm surprised that the 5-0 happened, because I looked at it back after I did all the stuff. I'm like, we're starting 5-0, but we only win 6 games for the rest of the season after that.
I think week 1 we win officially. Week 2 we win. Week 3 we win.
Okay, so just for anybody watching, that is a win against the Jets, a win against the Seahawks, and a win against the Patriots. And then week 4, which for anybody who hasn't been keeping up, the Steel City Huddle will be on site in Ireland for that game. I'll be there. How are we beating Ireland? Are you going to tell me we're going to lose in Ireland?
We're going to lose.
You're breaking my damn heart. I'm going all the way to fucking Ireland, and we're going to.
Zach,
you know what?
It's the. Tell me it isn't a Mike Tomlin special. We've been throwing it out there for all off season. It's painting up. I mean,
come on, Jalen Ramsey against Justin Jefferson is going to be a fantastic.
It'll be.
That's going to be really fun.
Then we got the bye. I think we absolutely godly smacked the ever living dirt out of the Cleveland Browns in week 6.
Yeah.
Week 7 we beat Cincinnati. Week 8 we lose Green Bay. Week 9, like you, I think we smacked the Indianapolis Colts. Week 10,
definitely.
the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yep.
That's a toss up for me. That could go either way, really.
Okay.
Cincinnati, I think we do a clean sweep of Cincinnati. Their defense is absolutely ass, and like we said before the preseason or before the show started, they waited all off season to pay Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
And they only gave him a year. Like, what are you doing? I think Chicago Bears shocked the world and beat us. It's just a Mike Tomlin thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Buffalo, I'm switching up. Buffalo, I think we're at home. Renegade, I think we're smacking Buffalo.
I would love
think
that.
It's not even going to be close. I don't think it's going to be close.
I would love that. That would make me so incredibly happy if that happened.
Baltimore, I think we lose.
Mm-hmm.
Miami, like I said, I think we win.
Yep.
And then I think if it's going to happen and we're going to have a losing streak, it's going to happen week 16 against Detroit. Cleveland Browns are going to find a way with
they always do.
Flacco.
They always do, at least once.
Somebody make sure that Myles Garrett doesn't get a helmet. And week 18, I think if what I said about the whole season is wrong, and week 18 is like we need the win to get in,
yep,
I think we lose. If we don't need the win, and we're already locked for a playoff spot or divisional leader, I don't see Aaron Rodgers playing, and I don't see us winning.
Oh, okay, so it's a loss either way.
It's a loss either way. I think
Okay. What
Baltimore
is
is going
that?
to come back.
So what is the final record? Because the
What is
math,
that?
I
Jets win, Seattle win, New York. That's 3 wins. That's win, loss, win. I don't know, probably like 11 and like you said, 11-5, 11-6, something like that.
11 and 6. Yeah,
Yeah,
that it seems right about the area. The only thing is, depending on how Baltimore and Cincinnati do, we need both of them because I just people aren't going to like this. I have Baltimore going 12-5 and actually winning the division.
Well, I mean, they're a tough opponent. They got no throw Lamar Jackson, and they got big bulldozer Derrick Henry.
That
So I mean, that's a tough team regardless. But I mean, you shouldn't have it like that, Zach. Lamar can't throw for shit.
it's my respect for what Derrick Henry is to the team. I'm
Don't
sorry. He
respect
hasn't
him.
I have to. Derrick Henry. Now I'm not saying that about Lamar Jackson. I hope that he fails every single day of his life. But
Yeah.
I am a proponent of big running backs that I don't feel got enough, respect, aka Najee. So the Saquon Barkley's, the Derrick Henrys, I like seeing that success as long as they, eventually lose against us.
I mean, that's fair. But yeah, like I said, I think we sweep the rug with Cincy. We go 1-1 with Cleveland like we tend to usually do,
I
and
like that.
I think it's either 1-1 with Baltimore or we lose both. I just don't see
Okay,
it.
well, you know what? Getting swept by Baltimore would be all this if we beat them in the playoffs. Then
Yes,
so
I
a
think we
little
get swept.
revenge would be nice.
I think we get swept, Baltimore, and then they come in cocky, and then we'd win. We'd win in the playoffs, 100%.
Okay. Well, there you go. Well, no matter how you look, as long as we got a healthy Aaron Rodgers, because if you missed the earlier part of the show, if we don't have a healthy Aaron Rodgers, Relic straight up said we're winning like 3 games.
Well, let me ask you, Zach. Aaron Rodgers goes down. How many do we win?
Aaron Rodgers goes down. I think it's Mike Tomlin. I don't think the world, football gods, whatever it is, would allow anything less than 8 wins, but I think we would have his first losing season. I think some magic somehow he would.
Who do
Would
you play? Mason,
Oh no,
Skyler, or
no. I think we surprise people and sign a veteran off the street, or like make a trade for like a Jameis Winston kind of thing.
Okay.
Use some of the stuff we have. I don't think Mike Tomlin will go quietly into that good night, even though at that point he should and say that's the universe saying I need a top 5 pick, which we do to get the kind of quarterback that is a guarantee as close as you can get for a bit. But that's a whole nother thing because who knows? You could be on the roster right now with Will Howard, or you never know.
Let's be honest, Zach. We're never going fucking 3-15 or 3-14, whatever it is. It's never happening. If we're gonna have a losing season, it's mediocre. We're never gonna have a top 5. Mike Tomlin's never had a top 5.
That is that it's been an issue. So we better either win a playoff game or lose a lot of football games. We can't have a middle of the road again, even though we're built for it and for the future. It's just an unnecessary bump in the road and a rebuild that's in place in a sense.
We should have had our quarterback 2 years before Ben retired.
Oh, 100%.
I believe we had the option to get, who was it? We went with Claypool instead. Who was the quarterback that out of that class that was like super good? It wasn't Jalen Daniels.
I forget. I know we didn't we pass on Lamar Jackson?
We're what 2020, right?
Was Claypool 2020?
Yeah.
Was Claypool 2020? Why does that seem like 10 years ago?
Because 2020 was 10 years ago.
Oh, goodness gracious.
All right, so the Steelers chose in 2020 Who would choose? We did not have a first round pick in 2020.
Oh, is that what we traded for Minka?
I think so. And then
That would line up. Yeah,
the
because Claypool was
second
second or third.
the second year or the second draft night, we chose Chase Claypool at number 49.
Okay.
After this is gonna hurt your heart.
This
After
will be fun.
Claypool at 49, the Bears chose Jalen Johnson, cornerback.
Uh-huh.
The Cowboys chose Trevion Diggs at cornerback. The LA Rams chose Cam Akers at running back. And the Philadelphia Eagles chose Jalen
No.
Hurts.
Oh, yeah, that did hurt.
We had a chance to get Jalen Hurts, and we would be golden right now.
Yep.
But
That
somebody
is
in the
true.
Steelers draft decided can't do it. Can't do it. Big Ben's playing for the next 5 years, so
That was still Colbert. That was the guy who looked at Kenny Pickett and was like, "Yeah, that's the guy." So, that's.
And then if you look at the year, I believe after that there was more, right? More quarterbacks.
Well, think about it. If I'm correct, though, wouldn't Jalen Hurts have come into a Matt Canada-led offense?
Yes.
So I think we would have ruined Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts, if he went to Pittsburgh, would have been known as a bust.
Yeah.
We have an inability to progress players that is slowly starting to be proven wrong, but for a long time has been true.
Well, that I blame on Mike Tomlin. I mean that falls on Mike Tomlin not being able to either realize too soon that Matt Canada just wasn't working, or Mike Tomlin's staff can't develop a quarterback. He's never had to.
I think that's why things went so differently for the Steelers as far as how they did business so quickly, because until Omar Khan, the pushback against Tomlin really wasn't there. So now that you got Khan and he's like, I know how to do things. I brought Andy Weidel is going to come over from Philly. He's going to help us out. And the more things Khan got right and the more things Tomlin got wrong, the more what we saw this year starting to happen, where it's like, no. If you want the Aaron Rodgers, I get everything else. And then he went out and got all the rest of the pieces. So well, I think it's a big part.
2020 Mike Tomlin was 2017 Bill Belichick. Mike Tomlin had all the control. You can't convince me that Kevin Colbert was taking players that he wanted.
That's a very, very good point.
And I think Mike Tomlin still had that up until the Matt Canada disaster. Like you said, I think Omar Khan is the GM and not just another body that Mike Tomlin has telling him, yes, sir. Okay, sir. Let's go with him, sir. You know what I mean? Like Mike Tomlin likes to surround himself with people that won't question him, just like Bill Belichick did.
And I think that what was important to us moving into what I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the potential for a Mike Tomlin successful second act is the less hands he has in cookie jars. Take the hands out and then do what you do. He is a brilliant leader of men. He's a very good defensive-minded coach. And do that. Let other people do the jobs that they're supposed to do. And I think we're starting to see that. If
I agree, I think we saw that in the Panther game. Or not just the Panther game, but I think we saw that all preseason. We were throwing up the middle, left and right, that we haven't seen in years.
That is very, very true, and I hope that translates into the regular season. Well, considering this, we have wrapped up the preseason. Next thing, we are 12 days away from the Steelers kicking off. How do you want to summarize before we go about how you're feeling about things on a confidence level or all that?
If I were to give my confidence a level, it would be maybe 60. And that's only because of how much our core starters on the offensive line struggled against the Panthers first, second, and third.
Understood.
If that was all just we don't care about this game and we're just gonna do what we can and make it look like we're weak, and then all of a sudden we're coming out like massively good on episode 1 of the Steelers, then you know what I mean. Awesome. Week 1 will be the determining factor for our season. If we come out slow, we're in trouble. If we come out hot, I'm just saying.
He's just saying. There are many points, if you want to rewind in tonight's episode, that there are many bookmarks where if things do not go certain ways, we're going to have freezing cold takes for years based on this episode. But if things go well.
Zach, I said this 4 years ago on Twitter, 3 years ago. 2025 was going to be the year. We're not winning the Super Bowl. We're winning a playoff game. Or we're winning a divisional game. In 2026 is the AFC title game. 2027 is the promised land, Zach.
I only have to wait a couple more years for that again, because it's been a while since I got spoiled.
I've just been. I mean, it just seems like things are. It's going to be a magical year, whether or not we win or lose. If we lose, Zach, top 5 here we come. If we win, Zach, I get a new Steelers hat to put on the wall that says AFC North champions. So that a winning season to me is the AFC North title and a playoff win. That's all that matters to me. Not because I just want a hat, but it just shows that we are here to play.
I like that.
If the running game can fix itself, if Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, DK Metcalf goes off, Calvin Austin, I'm looking at you, Calvin Austin haters. He's a wide receiver too, whether you like it or not. He's gonna ball off. It seems like Roman Wilson's worked out. Scotty Miller, dark horse if we need him.
Yep.
Ben Skoranek, special teams.
Ben Skoranek is one of those players that you don't hear a lot about, but you need on your team to win playoff games and make runs and win December football. It's just one of those. Same with the Christian Kuntz and all that. So, get better quick, dude.
Yeah, like we need you.
Immediately. Yeah. So I'm half with you. I would love a division title. I don't think this is the year for a division title. I do think I've already guaranteed a playoff win. Just one, but because it's the other
pretty
teams
much guaranteed. It's pretty much guaranteed that we're gonna win a playoff game. You don't have the type of off season unless things goes catastrophically bad.
That's you don't. True. And like we said, if it goes catastrophically bad, then you got a top 5 pick. Relic, thank you so much for joining.
Hey, thank you.
It was a very, very fun night. We talked about a ton of stuff and got to wrap up the preseason. And it's less than 2 weeks until the regular season, and a lot of these questions will finally have answers. So from all of us here to all of you, you guys have a wonderful night, and we will see you later.
Leanne and Zach would like to thank you for tuning in to the Steel City Huddle podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss a thing.